Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. If you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig, and this is where Maga comes to talk. All right. As always, we've got a lot to cover because a lot is going on, people. And, this is a time for a realization to come into the minds of every conservative, every Republican, and really anyone in this country that's not already on the Trump train, that all the crap that's going on in this country today, you pick it, the southern border, which we don't even have a southern border now, right? The inflation, this proxy war against Russia and Ukraine that Biden is waging just so he can make money to keep his crackhead son and his loser family set up for the rest of their lives and all this stuff. Only Trump can get us out of this. There's a lot of talk today about the next Republican debate and the next Fox News debate and all this stuff. These guys on that stage are a bunch of losers, bums, wannabes, and grifters, and none of them are running for vice president. Is there a vice president on that stage? I don't think so. Only Trump can save this country and restore our place in the world and get life the way that it used to be, which is that you could afford to live and have a good life. And we weren't being pushed around by China or going to war in Europe again. My goodness, it's ridiculous. And I saw this article. It's from Right Side Broadcasting. And I saw the article because President Trump posted it on his Truth Social. And it's an article that's talking about what I'm talking about right now. And this is it. Elad Hakim. President Trump is the only one who can save this rapidly declining nation. And before I read the article, I want to go through this. Let's just see who he is. Mr. Hakim is an attorney and a columnist. His articles have been published in the Washington Examiner, which is a very good conservative newspaper, the Daily Caller, the Federalist, the American Thinker, and other online publications. He's also been a guest on One American News. He's been on Newsmax. And I've been a guest on the Alan West podcast, among others. And maybe I got to get this guy on my podcast. By the way, tomorrow my wife and I will have a new podcast episode for you guys. So keep an eye out for that. But I want to go through this article because everything in it is so true. President Trump is the only one who can save us. And that's it. I mean, that's just it. We got a lot of problems going on in this country. And they're all because of Joe Biden. Joe Biden, the reason Joe Biden ran for president and became president again is because his family have pissed away all the money that he had been conning. And what had happened with Joe Biden was this, and this is all unveiled in Miranda Devine's book, Laptop from Hell, okay? Biden and his family are all rich. What business have they been in? Right, taking bribes and selling favors through him. And the Biden family, Joe Biden had a plan. He was retired, and his son Beau was going to take over, become the senator from Delaware or whatever, maybe even Attorney General of the United States one day. But that Beau Biden was going to take over the Biden family business of corruption, taking bribes and selling favors, selling out America. President Trump sells hotel rooms, golf memberships, and things like that. Biden sells America out. Okay, that's what he's in the business of doing. And he's a senile old coot. He was retiring, and Beau Biden was going to take over the family business of being an elected official who took bribes and everything. And sadly, Beau Biden passed. So everybody else in his family is a bum. His kids are all addicts. I mean, they have every addiction known to man other than gambling. I haven't heard them addicted to gambling, but they got every other vice. So he had to come out of retirement, and he's got a short window here. So he's screwing us all. Interest rates on houses are like 8%. I mean, what the hell? And it's going to get worse because you know what? Biden doesn't care. He does not care about your suffering. Okay? He may pretend to care if you're pretty and you let him sniff your hair. But other than that, he doesn't care. He's in this to set his family up financially. And you know what? No matter how many crooked deals Joe Biden does in his presidency, his family of bums, and there were many of them, are going to piss it all away because they all have vices and addictions, and they're going to blow through it, okay? But, that's why things are not going to get better. So let's go through this article. President Trump is the only one who can save this rapidly declining nation. And this is on Right Side Broadcasting's website, rsbnnetwork.com. Again, the author, Elad Hakim. Never heard of him before, but this is a great op-ed. And if it's good enough for President Trump to post on his Truth Social, it's certainly good enough for me to share with you good people watching my stream here. Let's just read through it. America is spiraling downward, and there's only one person who can change the direction this nation is heading. That person is President Donald J. Trump. By the way, I am taking calls live on the stream. Anytime I am live streaming, you can call me live on the stream. The number is pinned to the top of the chat, 1-888-465-2631, 1-888-465-2631, all right? Joe, and he has some points here, this author, that he makes. Joe Biden and the Democrats are policing Americans. No doubt about that. The United States of America is unrecognizable. Joe Biden and the Democrats have morphed the country from a democratic republic to a police state where they control the media, some of the courts, and the Justice Department. No doubt about that, right? To an extent, they also control the constitutional rights and liberties that Americans are permitted to exercise and those that are unenforceable and punishable by way of criminal prosecution. The police state is in full force and effect. Hey, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Corey from Bedminster.
Hey, Corey. Oh, hey, how you doing? President Trump just President Trump just had dinner with the Gold Star families from the Afghan withdrawal disaster at Bedminster.
Yeah, there's some activity going on Lamington Road. You can always tell they're pulling into that's about a half a mile from my house. But
oh, wow.
I'm just calling because you know what I've been listening to a lot of stuff today because I'm just a woodworker.
Yeah.
And I've actually built furniture for Trump, and I built the first reception desk at Trump's Towers.
Oh, that's cool.
It's still there.
Really?
It was like 1996 or 8. And I know his neighbor very well who sold him the land. I won't say her name, but I know there's some secret ways to get in and out there that I kind of know just by accident, but no big deal. I just wanted to say all day long I've been listening to a lot of stuff, and the only thing I can come up with, nobody's going to win without Maga.
That's
Nobody.
Right. That's
my
right.
My wife herself, who was she was a Republican, but not now. Today she actually said on full blown Maga, let's order me my gear.
Awesome.
That means 75. I think 3/4 of us are Maga. So
that's awesome.
I really think we're on our way. This is going to be tough, but MAGA, think about it. MAGA, nobody, Ron DeSantis, anybody gets in there, they're not going to without our vote.
Listen, everybody that is running, out of all these jerks that are running, all of them, are any of them independently wealthy like Biden? They're all running to get rich and elevate themselves. So that means they're on the take from the donors.
Exactly. And that's why they're not, like Steve Bannon says, they're not going to, when you win, they're not just going to throw you the keys to the place and say good luck. This is going to be a little bit of a battle. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you're out there talking about it and people are listening. And this is very important what you're doing. And by the way, sorry, I'm too excited. I'm hoping everything's great with Kathy because
my wife's doing good. She's in the other room. She's home from the hospital. She had surgery yesterday. She's home and in the other room recovering.
Yeah, we all know when it's 6:06 and you're not there, something happened.
Yeah.
In
That's
the
true.
morning. So
I know.
Best wishes to her, and hope keep it up.
All right.
Brother,
Take care. All right.
You.
All right. Maga Bedminster
night,
on the line. All right. Take care. Yeah, you're all welcome to call in. And by the way, you don't have to agree with me to call in. If there are any liberal or any Democrats or progressives out there, you're welcome to call too. But anytime I'm live streaming, you're welcome to call me live on the stream. It's toll free. Again, the number's pinned at the top of the chat, 1-888-465-2631. So let me get back to this article, because I think this article just really spells it out. I'm not really into reading op-eds, but I read this one because Trump posted it to Truth Social. So I thought, well, I should read it. And I read, I was like, wow. And I said, you know what? I should do a live stream and share this with everyone else. So back to this article. Again, this is from a writer on the Right Side Broadcasting website. The police state is in full force and effect. All right. And then it talks about, the Bidens with all their mandates. Left-wing prosecutors and a weaponized Department of Justice have indicated Trump and those affiliated with him in various left-wing and anti-Trump jurisdictions solely because they fear the real possibility that he will be reelected. That's what's going on here. The Trump 19 in Fulton County, that hasn't picked up the Trump 19. Trump's one of the 19, but that's what's going on here. They can't beat him, so they're trying to find all kinds of other ways to handle things. In doing so, various Democrats, left-wing prosecutors, and some judges have ignored or disregarded such things, for example, as the right to due process, the right of a criminal defendant to prepare a defense, the First Amendment, the right to assemble. Yeah, exactly. The very rights that we all take for granted, that we learn when we're in 5th grade in America, or at least we used to learn. They probably don't teach this anymore. They probably teach, I don't know what they teach, Mao's Little Red Book, I don't know what else, But they used to teach us these very basic things. All of them have been disregarded. And really what they've done is they're in full panic mode, and they're unleashing this police state because there has never been someone as popular as Trump. And no matter what they've done to him, since he came down the escalator, he only gets stronger and stronger. Their goal is clear: control the White House, control the courts and the judiciary, including the Supreme Court, which they want to pack. Exactly. The justice system, the Department of Justice, and both chambers of Congress. The left also seeks to unilaterally determine what constitutional and other such rights people are permitted to exercise. That's exactly right. And, most Democrats in this country, they're perfectly fine with that. They just think that the government control is awesome. They think like Californians. Here's a second point. Trump is the only one who can save America. No doubt about that. Trump is the only person who can simultaneously withstand this onslaught, forcefully and effectively push back and get shit done. It says things, but I think shit sounds better. It emphasizes the point. His persistence, intelligence, leadership, toughness, and tremendous clout and following terrify those seeking to destroy him. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Lisa in Texas.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, I don't know if you heard about that, what's her name on MSNBC, Mad Cow, whatever her name is.
Rachel Maddow.
And yeah, there you go. And she was talking about, Trump, if he gets reelected, he's never going to have elections again. Well, guess what? They're the ones actually right now trying to scare people into saying that we don't need to have elections anymore because
why
we need
not?
to stop Trump from running again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I saw. Oops. Sorry, guys. I hit a button. I saw this guy on MSNBC the other day. This little jerk, and I ordered his book, "The Cult of Trump."
Oh, right.
And I told you guys I was going to order this book, The Cult of Trump. I started, when liberals put this crap out, I read the critical race theory books and how to be an anti-racist because, that was the trend last election. This is the new trend that we're in a cult. And, I read these liberal books so that I can, understand where they're coming from. And I know I saw somebody in the chat a little while ago who says everybody knows this. No, they don't. Okay,
not everybody knows it.
No, they don't. You know it. I know it because we follow this. But there are a lot of Democrats out there, and there are a lot of people that don't follow the news and don't know what we're talking about, and don't understand what's going on. And so no, don't assume that people know all this stuff.
That is correct. And just like if you've read Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals.
I read when Obama ran for president, I went out and bought Rules for Radicals and read that too. You got to understand these guys.
Yeah, you have to understand how they're thinking, and they're doing exactly what they say in that book, which is an updated version of the Marx, Karl Marx book.
Karl Marx and the Art of War.
Correct. Karl Marx and the Communist Manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
It is an updated version, modernized version. You accuse your enemies of what you're guilty of.
What Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky says is, accuse your opponent of doing what you're doing. You're colluding with Russia, accuse them of colluding with Russia. You're taking money from
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly what the Clintons did, right? They sold all of our uranium to Russia, but
exactly.
Trump admitted that to people.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's why somebody just said I can't read liberal books. The reason I read this liberal crap is so I can understand where they're coming from. How do you think I argue so well and beat the liberals? And any liberal that calls me, I always one up them.
That is correct.
Because I read all their their garbage. Hold on, guys.
Oh, it hurt me. It hurt me.
See, they're trying to interfere with us now. This is
gosh.
You hear that? That's a big brother.
Yeah. So did you hear about what Europe just passed? The EU.
Well,
they're taking control of the internet.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. They're taking away free speech in Europe. Well, Europe is, hey, listen, just because this is a big thing that people forget. I know they don't speak English throughout Europe, but they speak English in the UK and in Canada, which I know is not Europe. But just because in a certain country they speak English, don't assume they have freedoms. In the English-speaking world outside of the United States, UK, Canada, England, South Africa, even before this thing you're talking about, they don't have freedom of speech and expression like we had before Biden in this country.
Correct. Correct. And that is what we all, those of us in the know, realize, that this push and all of this is to have a one-party state, one-party nation.
That's right.
And to control our thoughts. Not just freedom of speech, but freedom of thought.
Yeah. I'm at the point now where I feel like the Confederacy won the Civil War. But, the Confederacy were the Democrats, right? And the Republicans at the end of the Civil War should have outlawed the insurrectionist Democrat Party. They didn't, and now the Democrats have one big party, and we have this fake Republican Party, a party in name only. You're right.
Gosh. Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. But if people hold steady, and we start locally, that's the only way to change this, which is what the progressive leftists did. And you'll remember when they changed the word to progressive from liberal, actually. That was part of Obama.
Yeah.
And Obama did that because the Socialist Party of America wanted to change it to progressive because they're progressing us into communism. That is their goal.
Yeah. Well, they changed,
and they
the
said
liberals
doesn't fit us.
The liberals, they changed the names of things, right? Like they changed global warming, the climate change because the weather wasn't fitting. Liberal got a bad name, so they called it, they changed it to progressive. But but it's the same old games.
Same old games. Yeah, change the name. Yeah, but we have the same goal. But well, thank you, honey, and we're so glad Kathy's doing better.
Well, thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Lisa from Texas. Take care. Yeah, you're all welcome to call in. As I said earlier, the number is pinned at the top of the chat. It's a toll-free call, no matter where you're watching, at 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. One of the reasons they like progressive is it implies that we're regressive, right? So let me get back to this. This is a great article on the Right Side Broadcasting website that shares why Trump is the only person who can save America before it finally collapses. It says here, Trump is the only person, I'll go back one paragraph because this is so important. Trump is the only person who can simultaneously withstand this onslaught of the Biden police state, forcefully and effectively push back and get things done. His persistence, intelligence, leadership, toughness, and tremendous clout and following terrify those who are seeking to destroy him and his movement, which is the great MAGA movement. Hey, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Sean from Massachusetts.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, it's so true, though. Donald Trump the only one. And it's funny you mentioned the whole thing about the article today, because as I was listening earlier when I was gonna call you, I was gonna tell you about another article that I saw on the X22 report, his latest video, and he was talking about an article he brought up from Truth Social that it was posted in Truth Social by Trump. It was from the American Thinker, August 18th, and it's called "Trump Can Prove It." And in that article, it's talking all about how this is all going to be televised and everything. This has never been done before. And in a sense now that this is going forward, Donald Trump has all the ammunition on his side. Really, he's got them on trial when you think about it, because Trump doesn't just go into this mindless, and he knows that people are going to be watching. There's going to be media cameras of all kinds in there.
Well, what's going to, okay, the Trump trial, okay, the Trump 19, I'm trying to get that going. I think the Trump 19 is a good name for this. Liberals like to put numbers on things. The Fulton County court case, this is my prediction with this, okay? If the trial happens, that the media are all excited because it's going to be televised. They want it on TV. Not just they think they'll get ratings, but that they think it'll hurt him to see him in the courtroom. The opposite effect is what's going to happen. We're going to see him in that courtroom, and his support's going to be stronger. He's going to have the highest approval rating that anyone has ever had in American politics. And at some point, they're going to stop carrying the trial. Even though it's 100% televised in Fulton County, I predict Fox News and all these news outlets will stop carrying the trial because he's going to be kicking so much butt in there. And they don't want the American people to see it. That's my prediction. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think, maybe it'll be just enough for people to see it. They probably will start to censor it.
It'll still be online. We'll still watch it online. I'm sure it'll be on Newsmax and things like that.
There'll be a lot of people tuning in right at that moment. Probably that are going to see a lot of this initial information and all of what's going on. You know who I hope covers it?
I would like to see Tucker Carlson in the courtroom every day and then cover it on his Tucker on Twitter, Tucker on X show. The trial. That would be beautiful.
Absolutely. That would be an amazing strategy.
Like every afternoon, like every day when the trial's over, Tucker is on Twitter live and breaking down everything that happened.
Would be amazing, because and a lot more people have been open now. Now that we got a lot of the African American votes now coming in, people are supporting him. I think that's going to open the gap even more. More people are going to be paying attention. And now you got to look at the numbers he keeps. Like you said, the more momentum keeps coming up on him. The more they attack him, the stronger he gets. And I think what's going to happen, it's going to get to that point exactly. The only thing they can do for them on that side is take it down. And I think that's what Donald Trump's banking on probably. He probably knows that they're going to try and do that. He knows that when he goes in there, he has all the ammunition. He has all the receipts. And he knows, because he knows that everything.
Well, listen, this is America, and we have freedom of speech. Everybody knows this. This is what we know. They're doing this because Trump is kicking their ass. I'm going to go through some polls in a little bit when I'm done with this article. And they have they've run every possible scenario with the polls, and in every scenario, Trump wins. Okay? And they can't beat him. They know he's the most popular man ever to run for the presidency of the United States. He's more popular than Lincoln, Washington, and all of them. And so what are they doing? They're arresting him. That's 4 times.
Exactly. It's like he always says, why did they do this? Come at me like 2 years ago with all this. It's because of timing. He's the number one guy. Yeah, they cannot stand the fact that this guy has gotten so strong over the time. Anybody else would have broken in half a long time ago. And this guy is just, like I told you before, made of something completely different. He is made of something that no human's made out of, and he just keeps getting stronger, and he's not. And what really pisses them off is how relentless he is. And how much
his wealth, his wealth is in real estate mostly, not in corporations, not in the stock market and such, and they can't leverage him. He's wealthy beyond imagination and independently wealthy. He's so wealthy they can't break him. Like poor Harrison Floyd could hardly make bail. They can break regular people like us and Harrison Floyd, but Trump, not going to happen.
Do you think now I know this is not questioning him at all, of course. I mean, we're with him 100,000%. But do you think maybe if he didn't have the money, his character would not be broken just the same? Is this just a testament of the man? If he didn't have the resources?
Well, if he didn't have, right now he has 4 major court cases going on. Right, Florida, the documents case, Fulton County, New York, and the D.C. case. If he didn't have this wealth, he wouldn't be able to put up a defense. He's got four top tier legal defense teams in each locale.
Yeah.
Who else could do that? Not even OJ. You know, OJ didn't even pay his attorneys. They were doing pro bono for the publicity. You know.
We would all be toast if it was us. You know, definitely.
That's right.
I mean, compared
so
to,
his wealth is what's saving him.
That's and maybe it's meant to be this way, you know. And I think that there's always stuff for a reason that happens in the universe, and I believe that. And
absolutely,
I think this is all coming because the reason why they cannot. This is a test, and I think that this is the show. I think, like I said before, you know, I think what he's doing is, and like we talked about consecutive terms and how it's better to have one over the other because people have to see and reach a precipice of their own making, whatever
That's
that
right.
may be. It's almost like he didn't finish the wall. I mean, this is a guy that was a builder, right? He can get anything done as fast as he wants.
The wall wasn't finished because of Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Great call.
Well, thanks. All the best to Kathy.
All right, take care. Thanks so much. Hey, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You know, here's the deal. You said that they're not gonna do the trial. They're not gonna keep the trial on the TV. But here's the deal: Trump equals ratings, right?
Yeah.
So if Trump equals ratings and they don't do the trial,
They don't care about ratings, man.
Like,
If they cared about ratings, they wouldn't have fired Tucker at Fox. They don't
Right,
care about
but-
ratings.
but they're gonna see Newsmax and ONN and
They don't care.
and RSBN and all that stuff getting all the
care.
ratings, and well, they don't care. Then
They don't care.
they're not. Then that tells me they're not very smart.
Yeah.
You know.
No, they're not. That's why they're liberals.
You know,
That's why they're against Trump. They're not very,
Right.
if they were smart, they
Right.
would have left Trump alone, right? He'd be approaching the end of his second term, right? And he'd be towards, we'd be in the second half of his second term, and they would have a chance. But what they've done is they made him stronger. They've grown our great MAGA movement, and they screwed themselves. These are stupid people. Every decision they make is the wrong one.
And you know they're trying all these trials, and they're trying to put them back to back to back to back to back. Some of them at the same time.
That's right.
And it's not going to work out for them.
No. All right, hey, Mike, appreciate the call, man. Take care. All right, let me get back to this article. Now, again, you're all welcome to call in. Great calls so far on the stream. I love it. And the number, if you're watching live, you can call in. The number is pinned to the top of the chat. It's toll-free from anywhere, no matter where you're watching, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. So I'm going through this article in Right Side Broadcasting, and it's an article that says that Trump is the only one that can save America. And it's so true. Let me get back to it. With the nation in decline and with the formation of a police state underway, America does not have the time or luxury to teach someone the ropes. There's no time for a learning curve. And this, they're talking about all these grifters and wannabes like DeSantis that are running against Trump in the Republican field. Other candidates pale in comparison. While some point to other Republican candidates as suitable or better alternatives, such comparisons lack merit. Out of the entire pool of Republican candidates, only Trump has been president. Moreover, Trump is the only person with the proven level of experience needed for the difficult job ahead. He is also the only person who can point to a successful record as a president. No doubt about that. While some of the other candidates have had some impressive accomplishments, such as the state level with a Republican supermajority in the state legislature, they pale in comparison to what Trump accomplished during his first term. That's a jab at DeSantis. DeSantis has gotten a lot done. He's my governor. I'm in Florida. He's a very good governor, okay, even though he screwed us over with opposing Trump. But he's got a 100% Republican legislature to do his bidding. Hello, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yes, you're on the air. Okay. They chickened out. That's okay. Let me see here. Where am I? Such comparisons also fail to account for the major differences between the duties and responsibilities of a governor, for example, and those as president. Stated differently, success in one role does not equate to success in the other, nor does it account for the other intangibles that come along with the presidency, including personality, decision-making skills when the stakes are at their highest, and temperament. No doubt about all. This is a great article, isn't it? I mean, everything is perfectly stated and spot on. The next point, Trump cannot trust some within his own party. Well, that's for sure, and that just sucks. Wouldn't it be nice if these Republican rhinos would be on our side? Could you imagine if these rhinos weren't all such sellouts, what we could have gotten done in Trump's first term and what we could be doing right now? Additionally, while Trump continues to promote his America First agenda and fight for all Americans, some other Republicans, including some current candidates, have taken it upon themselves to fight against Trump. Some seek to remove his name from the ballot in various states. That's right, they wanted to do it here in Florida. You think DeSantis signed off on that? Hell yeah, he did. Others seem to be waiting and hoping for the politicized and weaponized indictments leading to Trump's downfall and cause him to withdraw from the race. So their whole campaign strategy is based around him going to jail. At the same time, while Trump is being persecuted by way of multiple prosecutions, House Republicans have failed to defund or impeach, while other Republicans have spoken out against impeachment of Biden altogether. Trump is the only one who has constantly fought for and on the behalf of the American people and who is not beholden to special interest groups or the D.C. swamp. Boy, this article, you couldn't state it better, right? I mean, this is an article that will not be dated as time goes by. This is a great article. While other Republican candidates continue to woo and rely on big donors and bow down to special interest groups, Trump stays the course, remains true to his cause, and fights for the American people. And you can never question that, right? You can't even question it. And what these never-Trumpers and liberals and the Rachel Maddows and DeSantis and all, they think that the majority of the American people are in a cult. Well, if we're the majority and they're the minority, aren't they the cult? Unlike many or all other Republican candidates, Trump need not pretend to be who he is, not for fear of upsetting those in the swamp, rhinos, big donors, or establishment Republicans. Rather, he is motivated by what is best for America and for the American people and acts accordingly. That's right. With election season rapidly approaching, more and more Americans are realizing that Trump is the only person who can reliably be counted on to save America. Time is of the essence. The window of opportunity to save the nation is rapidly closing. Trump is the only person who can change America's direction and slowly save his dying nation. And that's the end of the article. I mean, this is a great article. And if you want this, President Trump posted this on Truth Social. That's where I saw it. And it's from the Right Side Broadcasting website. And it's a good one. President Trump is the only one who can save this rapidly declining nation. There's no doubt about it. A great article. And when I read that article, I was like, wow. And it is definitely a great article. And, I went through, let me pull some of these up. I went through some of these polls, right? I mean, these polls are amazing. Look at this. Check this out. This is Mississippi. Trump holds a 39-point lead against the Republicans. Trump is at 61, DeSantis at 2 at 22. I mean, that's amazing. Now, when these jerks start dropping out, a lot of their supporters will go to others until it's down, and if it's down to just one, whoever the last one is going to have a higher number. But a lot of those people are going to go to Trump, and Trump's still going to be high, right? He's 39 points out. He has 61%. So even if every one of these jerks dropped out but one, and they got all the support of the others, Trump would still be ahead 49 points, right? And these polls are absolutely amazing. Here's another one, Illinois 2024. Trump holds a 43-point lead in Illinois. Trump is at 53, DeSantis at 10. Look at Ramaswamy. He's at 5. This is great stuff. This is a new national poll, Trump versus Biden. Trump is up 4 in the poll. Biden is down 1 in the poll. Trump leading Biden in a national poll just by a point, but still doing well. And nationally, at 52%. Number 2, DeSantis at 16 nationally, and Ramaswamy at 6. So all this crap that Ramaswamy's on the move, he's at 6, Trump's at 52. How is this guy's name, or any of these people's names, even being discussed with the great President Trump, huh? Come on. Look at this. 2024 National Republican Primary. Trump at 58, DeSantis at 13, Haley at 7, Ramaswamy at 5. So Trump leads DeSantis, number 2, by 45 points. This is awesome stuff here. Look at this one. Look at this one. Post-debate poll, Trump at 44, DeSantis at 18 in Iowa. He has a 26-point lead against DeSantis in Iowa. And DeSantis has basically moved to Iowa. Haley's in third at 10. Okay, New Hampshire, Trump has a 37-point lead. 48% to DeSantis is 11. Ramaswamy tied with Haley at 9. So, I mean, why do they keep talking like this is a competition? Because it's not a competition. What else do we got here? Okay, here's a question. Republicans, who do you think has the best chance of beating Biden? Trump, 62% of Republicans say Trump has a better chance of beating Biden. 13% say DeSanctimonious. 6% say Ramaswamy. And look, Ramaswamy has dropped 4 points. And this is a recent poll. He's probably dropped because people are learning about the Soros connection and such. Oh, I'm almost out of Coke. 59% of Republicans want Trump for president in the latest Wall Street Journal poll. Right. It's not even up for a debate. It's Trump all the way, baby. I mean, this is it. This is it. Let me see if I can pull this up. Hold on. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, 59% of Republicans, which is all that matters right now because Republicans are the ones that are going to be voting for him, want Trump. I mean, think about that. All this crap that so many fake Republican rhinos and rats are Republicans against Trump, have been pulling, and Trump's still 59% of Republicans want Trump. This is just amazing. A new Wall Street Journal poll released on Friday, so this is a new poll, showed that Donald Trump gained support in the Republican presidential primary, with 59% of GOP voters listing him as their first choice. This is an 11% increase from the same poll in April, which means that President Trump got a bump up from the debate on Fox News that he was not even a part of. Isn't that something? The poll revealed that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis maintained second place, but lost support of 11% of Republican primary voters, going from 24% to 13%. From August to April, he was at 24% in April, and now he's at 13%, DeSantis. This is amazing. The poll showed GOP primary voters had a 75% favorable view of President Trump, with 60% having a very favorable view. DeSantis dropped from 84% favorable in April to 70% favorable, with 32% having a very favorable view of him. I have a very negative view of him myself. And it goes into all these phony baloney indictments and everything that he's been going through. But Trump is doing just absolutely amazing stuff. And there's an op-ed. I mean, look at this. I'm not going to read through this article, but this is also in the Wall Street Journal. Trump is top choice for nearly 60% of GOP voters. According to a Wall Street Journal poll, support for DeSantis collapses. So, there's only one way to go, and that way is for Donald Trump. There's no getting around that. Now, I want to tell you all about the Mighty Maga Lion, which is available exclusively through me at MightyMagaLion.com. And the Mighty Maga Lion here, he's got his MAGA hat on, 45 on the side, and he looks just like Trump, doesn't he? Absolutely, he looks like Trump. And my wife and I partnered with Dee, who is one of my moderators. See the nice tail in the back? One of my moderators here in the chat. And we went in business together on this Mighty Maga Lion, which you can purchase at MightyMagaLion.com. You will love it. It's a great gift for anyone you know, kids, grandkids, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, or for yourself. And he's very cuddly. I like my Mighty Maga Lion. See how cute he is? Is he cute and cuddly? Absolutely he is. MightyMagaLion.com. Order yours. And, of course, when you order your Mighty Maga Lion at MightyMagaLion.com, you're supporting all my content. This is available exclusively through me. This is a limited edition, And this design is ours. You will find it nowhere else. All right? MightyMagaLion.com. Okay? That's right. If you're new to my channel, welcome. This is the most MAGA place you'll find anywhere. My name is Brian Craig, and we've got a great community here, as you can see, in the live chat and in our comments. I live stream 7 days a week. I also upload my podcast here and vlogs and all kinds of other content. So welcome to those of you who are new. Now, the left are out there trying to help DeSantis. And one of the ways they're trying to do that is to call him a racist, because, you know, these liberals think we're racist. These never-Trumpers think we're racist. They're out of their minds, right? So they think that if they accuse DeSantis, this is how warped these people are. And they say that we're in a cult. They're the ones in a cult, right? They think if they call DeSantis a racist, since they think we're racist, being racist will leave the Trump train and join DeSantis. Well, that's not how it works, because we're not racist. Jonathan Capehart over on MSNBC says, DeSantis signal those who believe black people are worthy of extermination. This guy is so out of his freaking mind. Listen to this. This is Jonathan Capehart here. Let's listen to this jerk. Well, let me turn up the volume. Here we go.
We can't talk about Jacksonville without talking about the political environment around black people, and particularly around black history. In Florida, there is a reason Governor DeSantis was...
Oh, hold on. Hey, caller, hold on. Let's finish this clip with Jonathan Capehart here. I'll be right with you. Hang in there.
Around black people, and particularly around black history. In Florida, there is a reason Governor DeSantis was booed when he did the right thing by going to the community, but the community booed him for a reason.
Yeah, what's that, Capehart?
So-called anti-woke legislation, what's happening with the teaching of black history in Florida public schools, that sends a message not only to the black community that the governor does not think much of you or your history or your contributions to this country, but it also sends a signal to those people, deranged or not, who believe that black people are inferior and therefore are worthy of extermination.
Who thinks that? Who the hell is he? Is that who he thinks MAGA is? But there's this whole tactic. If we label DeSantis a racist, all those racist MAGA people will jump on the DeSantis train and drop Trump. We're not racist, and we're smart enough to understand what you're pulling here, Jonathan Capehart. All right? We don't think blacks are inferior. You're inferior. It has nothing to do with you being black. You're just a liberal jerk. Hey, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Oh, hey, Nick in Baltimore. What's up?
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah, these people are jerks, but I have a question, and I'm going to order the Maga Lion.
Oh, awesome.
My PayPal got screwed up somehow, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to take care of that today. I had a question. It came out yesterday or the day before that President Obama has some of those 5,400 emails that Joe Biden had with the phony pseudonyms, and they're waiting now for his permission, Obama's permission, to release them. So I want to know, why is it okay that they have to wait for Obama to give permission, but yet they raided Donald Trump's home?
Exactly. Why don't they just break into Obama's mansion and just take the stuff, right? Like they did Trump.
Right.
Yeah. No, we got to wait for his permission.
This is the thing that boggles my mind.
Do you think Obama's gay?
Probably.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about that. I mean, at this point, I really,
it doesn't make any difference.
I don't care.
But...
Yeah, he's, I mean, I know he's probably running the White House right now, but, what I wonder is if Obama actually came out of the closet, how would that affect him with the black community? Because I don't think the black community really care for black men being gay all that much.
Well, I think he would. I read something. I think my sister brought it up to me that indicated that there was some negative feedback on that with respect to Obama possibly being gay. The black community is very close-knit and very family-oriented.
And very, Christian.
And Christian, it was going to, just like the Hispanic community is. And they don't go for a lot of the wokeness and everything else. I mean, nothing against folks who are gay. I have no problem. It's 2023.
Yeah.
That isn't a problem with me. My problem is the criminality.
Well, you know what I'd be curious. I agree. I don't care about someone being gay. However, if Obama is gay, I'm curious who he was getting gay with while he was president. Did he have any gay sex and boyfriends during that period, those 8 years and all that? I'm curious about that, and who was it?
No, I don't know, but it just seems really strange, the whole thing with Obama. But I was just curious about the fact that he has access to those emails, and they're waiting for him to give permission.
I know,
and
it's ridiculous.
He has documents that he hasn't released to the National Archives, but it's okay for him to hold on to those documents.
Yeah.
But you raid Donald Trump's home.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Again, by their actions, they prove their guilt. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, hey, Nick, it's good to hear from you.
Same here. Have a great weekend. Glad Kathy's okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, you know, I coincidentally I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt with actually aloha on it. It's just, I didn't plan this, but you know what? This shirt is in honor of Maui, since Biden's doing nothing for Maui. Oh my goodness. There's two reasons why he's not doing anything for Maui. One, since all the government resources are already there, he can't steal his 10%. And the other reason, Hawaii's a safe Democrat state. What gain is it for him to get involved in? You know, but what I've wondered about Hawaii all this time is, why isn't Obama helping Maui? Obama says he's from Hawaii. He says he was born in Hawaii, and you would think if there's a major disaster like this fire in Maui in the place where you say you were born, that you get involved. But Obama's been silent. Now, Biden came to Florida, and because we had this hurricane. And he's come to Florida. He spoke today.
Can I get the Governor DeSantis today?
I don't think he's going to be there.
Do you have a message for him?
We're going to take care of Florida.
Do you agree with him that the security out?
Okay, we're going to take care of Florida. Well, I'll tell you, Biden, we can take care of ourselves. You know, DeSantis, I'd love to know the meetings that went down, because DeSantis, he was totally panicked, DeSantis, that he was going to have he would be at some event after the hurricane with Biden, and he would be remembered like Chris Christie when he hugged Obama on the beach. So he didn't meet with Biden. And the thing about Biden and DeSantis not meeting with him, it's not going to make us say, oh, he's so tough. He stood up to Biden. He wouldn't meet with Biden when he came to Florida, DeSantis. So, oh yeah, we like you now. We're never going to trust DeSantis ever again, people. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, he's doing a good job right now with the hurricane cleanup. From what I can see, he is good at that, and he's been a good governor, but we'll never trust him again. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem.
Oh, hey, Renee. How you doing?
Yeah, Yeah, I'm going to start calling you Brienne, okay?
All right.
Because,
Okay.
Because it sounds better. You sound like a Brienne.
If you call me let me ask you, that's interesting. If you call me Brienne instead of Brian to try to feminize me in your imagination, does that make your sexual attractions to me seem less gay or something?
No.
Are you trying to justify being attracted to me?
No, it makes you more like what you are.
Which is what?
Gay.
Well, as a liberal, what's wrong? I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me, as a liberal Democrat man, why you think it is an insult to call someone gay. Well, if I'm gay, so what? Why would that be an insult from your liberal perspective?
Because you are. And you know what a shower is, right? You know how a shower works, don't you?
Yeah, I shower daily.
Good. So you know what a golden shower is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that's not somebody standing off in the corner peeing on a bed. Trump got peed on. That's what a golden shower is.
By who?
I know you know that.
By
You're
who?
trying to make your ignorant audience
by who?
Ignorant.
By who?
By the prostitutes in Russia.
Okay. This thing, I've talked about this before. Okay, this is the.
You lied.
I will do this with or without you. Okay, I mean, I'd like to have you a part of this discussion, but if you're not going to let me talk, I'll just hang up on you and talk to the viewers without you. Okay.
Really?
What Renee from Harlem is talking about is that Russian dossier that the golden shower and the way the story goes is that they always talk about the Russian dossier. They never tell you what was in it because it's so ridiculous. That Donald Trump visited Moscow. He rented the same hotel room that Obama slept in, hired 2 Russian prostitutes. They urinated on him, on the bed, whatever. And he pleasured himself while the prostitutes were urinating all over the place. And Putin,
all over him.
Okay, yeah, okay, whatever. And Putin has this on videotape, and that's how that's how Putin gets Trump to do his bidding. And
that's exactly right.
Okay, and I'm a student of the Second World War, a student of history, and I've read a lot of books and articles and things that were written based on the interrogations of Nazi prisoners that were held by the Russians, not our prisoners, the ones that were held by the Russians. And there's a common theme in the Russian interrogations that Hitler had women urinate on him in this golden shower thing. I don't know what it is with Russians, but they're obsessed with golden showers. And the very fact that golden shower is part of this Russian dossier shows that it's Russian misinformation. I mean, there have been many women interviewed who have had sex with Donald Trump, including a Hustler model, and I never heard any of them talk about his fascination with urination. How do you know?
Because he's on tape. They got it on film.
Have you seen the tape?
If
there was a tape of Donald Trump masturbating, and you don't think we'd see that?
He's not masturbating. He's getting peed on.
Yeah, okay. You don't think we'd see that? Why would they hide that from us?
Trump is making sure nobody sees it.
What his feet. What is something that Donald Trump did as president that helped Putin?
What's that?
You heard me. You're just trying to think of an answer, but I'll repeat it.
No, I didn't hear you.
Okay.
I didn't hear you.
Since Putin has this blackmail material on Donald Trump, what is something that Donald Trump did as president to help Putin?
To help? Well, he will not say anything to criticize Putin. He will kiss his feet. No,
that's
what.
not something. No, that's none of that's true. What is something he did as president that benefited Russia against U.S. interest that he was blackmailed to do? So you can't think of anything.
He didn't say a word.
So you can't think of anything.
I just answered you. He never criticized Putin.
No, in fact, he said just the opposite. He said,
In fact,
he says President Trump has said
Putin
he said no. He talked about this in a recent. He talked about this in a recent interview. He says if I went around and called all these dictators, Putin, Kim Jong-un, terrible names, they wouldn't want to sit down with me. So if Putin has this blackmail material on President Trump, you're telling me that the only thing Putin called on Trump to do with this tremendous blackmail videotape was just not to criticize him and call him stupid? That's it. Doesn't seem like a big ask.
He wants. If it's Ukraine,
well, what is it? Excuse me. Why didn't he take Ukraine while Trump was president then, since Trump wouldn't be able to respond?
He's not going to. What? Trump isn't going to say a word about Ukraine.
He says it all the time. He says he's going to end it in a weekend. He says he's going to end the war in a weekend.
Day.
If
he said he's going to end it in a day,
Putin,
and he's not going to.
Renee, if Putin, excuse me,
really
I'm speaking.
Stupid.
If Putin has this blackmail material on him where he can get Trump to do his bidding, why did he not take Ukraine when Trump was in office and tell Trump not to give aid to Ukraine like we're doing now?
He's doing exactly what he wants to do.
But Trump's not in the White House right now.
In fact, Trump was saying he doesn't want to get involved.
All right. Hey, Renee, take care, man. I thank you for your call, but if I did that, I'd be lying. But take care. Have a good weekend. Oh, my goodness. I saw this clip. I wanted to share this with you. This is yesterday. It's Chuck Todd on Meet the Press. And I'm a little confused about Chuck Todd. I thought they fired Chuck Todd and replaced him with that girl. That was like months ago. Why is Chuck Todd still around?
Happy Friday and welcome to Meet the Press Now. I'm Chuck Todd reporting from Washington. And as we turn the calendar to September officially, and we brace for fall, which could include a government shutdown, an impeachment,
yes,
a televised criminal trial tied to Trump, all amid an active presidential campaign and the potential for a leadership crisis on Capitol Hill at any moment.
Yes.
Is Washington ready for all that?
Yes, we're ready.
No. When lawmakers return to Capitol Hill this month, they will have less than 30 days to avoid a government shutdown.
Good. Shut it down.
The White House is already asking Congress to pass a short-term funding bill to essentially kick the can to December and keep the government open. And in a letter to his colleagues, Senate Majority Leader, the Democratic leader, Chuck Schumer, is preemptively already trying to blame House.
You know, I wonder if Schumer, are these glasses permanently on the brim of his nose? Has the skin grown over these? Because you don't see him without them. They're always right there.
Republicans for any potential shutdown. And then, to complicate matters, there are growing concerns about Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell's health.
That's right. And CCP asset Mitch McConnell.
After he appeared to freeze on camera for a second time in recent weeks, some Republicans are urging McConnell to give them more information about his health. Yesterday, the 81-year-old McConnell received some notable words of support from the 80-year-old leader at the White House.
Ugh. Please.
It's not at all unusual to have the response that sometimes happens to Mitch when you've had a severe concussion. It's part of the recovery. And so I'm confident he's going to be back to his old self.
President Biden, do you have any concerns about his ability to do his job? Do you have any concerns about his ability?
I don't.
Meanwhile, the White House is also preparing for battle on another front. They've decided to stand up an impeachment war room of 24 lawyers, aides, and communication staff.
Oh, that's great.
In order to prepare to lead an aggressive response to what is increasingly likely an impeachment inquiry that will probably be hard to stop from becoming a full-fledged impeachment.
That's right.
After the Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, called it a, quote, natural step forward.
Correct.
White House aide tells NBC News that the goal is to allow the administration to focus on governing and not get bogged down in the minutia of the investigations. Although you just hire a whole bunch of lawyers to start a war room, it's hard to say that you haven't decided to at least have a separate office that will be bogged down. Good luck with all of that. And amid a potential impeachment and shutdown will come the start of one of the criminal trials tied to Donald Trump, after a Fulton County judge ruled that Fonnie Willis's RICO case against the former president and his 18 co-defendants will be televised and live streamed.
Okay, so now, welcome, by the way, to our new member there. Welcome. Don't forget, if you're a member, take advantage. That's Leslie. Welcome, Leslie. If you're a member to my channel, a YouTube member, you have access to a lot of member-only exclusive content, video, and other things that my wife and I both put up there, as well as you get access to all the cool emojis, including the new one. All the emojis were created by my wife, Kathy, including her newest one, which is, of course, the Trump mugshot. Now, this is what I was talking about to a caller earlier. The left are all excited that President Trump's trial is going to be live streamed and televised, okay? They're very excited about this.
18 co-defendants will be televised and live streamed, and that the trial for at least one of the defendants will begin next month.
Good.
Right now, the DA's office says it wants to start the trial for everyone in the case, including Trump, on that day as well. The lawyers for the former president are asking that he is tried separately and that they need more time, considering the sheer volume of co-defendants and overall complexity of the case.
Okay. Now, this is a beautiful thing. And when I was telling a caller at the beginning of the stream about this, is that this is my prediction. If the Trump trial happens and it makes its way on television, it very quickly is going to turn against the Democrats and what they want out there, okay? What they want out there are all kinds of terrible things about President Trump. The trial is going to be very favorable to President Trump. Public opinion is going to pour on the side of President Trump greater than even now, and I think they'll stop carrying the trial on television as soon as that happens. They'll say, oh, we'll keep it with our live streaming on our website or the Fox Nation app or something. But it's going to become very apparent to them very quickly that the trial being televised is helping Trump. And they have in their mind that having him on trial is going to turn us against him. When we see him in a courtroom as just a dirty defendant, we're going to say, oh, my goodness, and we're going to jump off the Trump train. We're going to be on the Trump train even more than we are now. And they're so sick, they're so twisted, they're so consumed with their hatred of this great president, Donald Trump. Their Trump derangement syndrome is so severe, they don't even understand that. Now, President Trump, what he did here was just absolutely amazing. He spent 4 hours at dinner with the parents of the soldiers killed in the Afghan withdrawal, the Gold Star parents. And, that was such a great thing that he did, and Biden doesn't give a damn. I mean, he doesn't even care about 9/11. He does his commemoration from Alaska. What the hell's that all about? And what President Trump did here was give the respect to those Gold Star families that they did not get from President Trump. None of those soldiers died for the last year of President Trump's presidency. We know, you hear him tell the story about how he threatened the Taliban and they didn't kill anybody. Donald Trump leaves, Biden's there, and all of a sudden they go on killing American service personnel, and it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. And you know what? The left, they just don't care. Now, I wanted to show you guys something. And this is something that I show you quite often when this happens, okay? Well, let me take a call first, and then this next thing I want to show you don't want to miss. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Slick.
Hey, Slick, what's up?
Hey, I just wanted to call in because the last caller, Renee.
Yes.
He is indicative of the problem with the Democrats in that they believe lies.
Yes.
And the issue that we have with the Republican Party today is that they believe that they can negotiate and deal with people who believe lies.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not a winning strategy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's a large reason why, you look at the weakness of the Republican Party in Congress, especially from the leaders like McConnell, who can seemingly barely utter a sentence in less than 30 seconds, and Kevin McCarthy, who won't even do an impeachment inquiry, let alone have a vote on impeachment.
Exactly. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I can't disagree with a syllable of what you've said. But they're never going to understand. They're never going to understand us or him or why we support him. They never will. He's the I do, almost every one of my streams. I tell you, the way I view President Trump is a Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela figure. He's a civil rights leader leading the American people to freedom from tyranny, and he's also a political prisoner like Mandela was now.
Well, yeah, even though he's not locked up, he effectively
they're trying to.
With legal troubles. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, hey, the process of a trial is the punishment of an alleged crime that has been done.
Exactly. Well, Slick, your calls are always great. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Brian.
All right, take care. Slick, he's in the chat all the time. Hey, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is James from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Pennsylvania, what's up?
You're right. My favorite host, I like you, Brian, because
thank you.
Donald Trump is always right. He's always right. He is. There's rigged up charges. And, they are violating Donald Trump's constitutional right to a speedy trial. It's not deranged Jack Smith's choice. That is Donald Trump's choice. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't want a speedy trial, that is his constitutional right. When you're your rights by court, it's your right to a speedy trial. All this stuff is going to be brought up on appeal, and I hope they find that impeachment lawyer that Donald Trump was exonerated for January 6th. You remember that impeachment lawyer?
That's right.
He was exonerated.
Not only was he cleared, not only was Donald Trump cleared of any wrongdoing on January 6th, he was cleared by Liz Cheney, who hates Donald Trump more than any other person alive. Yep. She's the biggest Trump hater on the earth.
Court. And that was a legitimate court. That court is honored. That's the Congress. And
that's right.
That's a real court.
And they wanted to hold him accountable. They tried so hard to blame him for January 6th, and even the biggest Trump haters in America couldn't do it.
Yep. Yep, and Mitt Romney failed. It's a piece of trash. I cannot stand these rhinos. I don't know why we didn't clean the Senate out like we did Congress. I don't know what is.
Well, there weren't enough. There weren't enough. In the last, each 2 years, every 2 years, the entire House is up 100%, and the Senate, only a third of the Senate is up every 2 years, and there were not enough seats up in the last election cycle that were in play. There are more seats in play of the third that are up this time. So we'll gain some in the Senate this time around.
And I think that this is going to be a lens. I think Donald Trump is going to have a Reagan-style victory because the black community
wouldn't that be nice?
Is waking up.
That would be great. They sure are.
I think I see it. I really think I see a Reagan-style
I'm seeing it.
victory.
I've never seen so many black Republicans as I see now.
Yep, and I think that maybe, with this migrant situation going on in New York can go deep red.
That's right.
Because they're really screwing the people over in New York City. I tell you, you can't get the best screwing. Mm-hmm. New York takes the cake from Chicago.
That's right.
These guys are getting Xboxes. They're getting Uber like laundry service.
Yep, free rent, free food, free education for their kids. Exactly. Yeah.
A driver's license without even taking a driver's test.
That's right. Just give it to them.
It's insane because you know what? They're losing the black vote, and this is their new voting base. A lot of people don't understand. This is their new voting base.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
They can control these people.
That's right.
That's the only reason why they're letting them in.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Democrats have to have division.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way they can win elections. You ever notice they weaponize racism in the black community. They know it. They're terrified of it. And they use that to win elections.
That's right.
They use it. And it's crazy. But, Brian, I love you. Keep with the Trump channel because we need more channels like this. It's a shame that we only have you.
Well, tell everybody you know about my channel, all right? Get your friends to subscribe.
Okay.
Will do. All right, take care. I appreciate it. Great call. Great calls on the stream today. By the way, if you're watching live, you're all welcome to call in. All the calls are screenless. The toll-free number is pinned at the top of the chat. It's 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Now, this is something I'm going to show you this. This happens on occasion. Of course, they think that they want to tell people, the liberals, that MAGA are Nazis, okay? And, hold on, we'll take another call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, hi, John from New York.
John from New York. What's up, John?
How are you?
I'm doing well. How could I not be doing well? I've got my mighty MAGA lion keeping me company.
Yes, and I'm a Leo, so I love the MAGA lion.
That's right.
Question. So, election interference is a real thing, right? And we agree on that. So how come all this is being allowed to continue?
Well, the problem because the Democrats have weaponized our legal system and they control the system. So that's it. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call from you. I mean, that's the way it is. I mean, and what they're terrified of is Trump putting them in prison and locking him up when he comes back into his second term. That's what they fear. So let me show this to you guys. By the way, great calls on the stream today, no doubt about it. So this happened earlier today, okay? This was 6 hours ago at the gates of Walt Disney World here in Florida. Someone took these pictures. Right now in Disney World, neo-Nazis and white supremacists, my kids saw this. Okay, now when this usually happens, if you follow me for a while, I'll show this. We're all opposed to Nazis. Real Nazis, neo-Nazis, any kind of Nazis. We're opposed to Nazis and white supremacists, right? I mean, that's a given. And every once in a while, they have these guys with Nazi flags show up in front of Disney World. And I show the same thing every time. What do you notice about these flags? And by the way, this flag back here, does that say DeSantis on it? What do you notice about those flags? I'll tell you in a moment what you're missing if you haven't picked up on it. But if you watch me over the years, you know, because I point this out all the time. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hi. My name's Barry. I'm calling from Arcanum, Ohio. How you doing, Brian?
All right, Barry in Ohio. What's up?
Not much. I just kind of thought, I know this might sound a little bit crazy maybe, but I was thinking, since we know that Biden's not running the government, why don't we do more of an investigation? Who's calling the shots behind the scenes? I would tend to think that would be pretty easy to find out. And I just think
well, we know Newt Gingrich has been talking about this a lot the last 2 weeks. Obama.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if that's the case, why can't we trace some phone records and other things and like really expose?
How are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? The Justice Department is controlled by Merrick Garland and these creeps that are charging Trump all over the country. We've got corrupt people working for Obama, running the agencies of government.
Yeah, and plus the media too. I mean, I think if we got to get the real news, I mean, people like you and quite a few others. I mean, but it's just I wish we had a mainstream media outlet that was conservative, that was big time, like maybe CNN, Fox. But I think that would really get to the bottom of the problem.
Yeah. I mean, we know we just can't prove it. I wish we could. But you know what? Even if it was proven, the Democrats would say, well, he did a great for 8 years, Obama, and, Biden's getting up there, so it's okay that he's running. They would defend it.
Yeah, no kidding, considering that he said he was going to do this before he left office.
That's right. Hey, man, I appreciate the call from my home state of Ohio.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
I'm from Columbus. My hometown's Columbus, Ohio.
I didn't know that. Wow, that's great. Right. Awesome.
How far are you from Columbus? How far from Columbus are you?
I'm about an hour from Columbus South. I'm almost on the Indiana border. I moved here about 5 years ago. I was in Boston, Massachusetts before that. I'm sure my accent must have gave it away a little bit.
Well, you know what gave it away? Barry. There's not a lot of berries in Ohio.
No.
There's
You're
not.
right on that.
I know, exactly.
My dad lives right down the road from you. He's down in Boca Raton, so I'm going to be going down and visiting soon. So.
Oh, okay. Sounds good, man. All right, well, it's good to hear from you.
All right, man. Thanks.
Okay, so this happens every once in a while, and that looks like, what does that say on this flag? It looks like a MAGA flag, but does that say DeSantis on it? So they want to always portray MAGA as Nazis. So they send these these guys with Nazi flags every once in a while to the gates of Disney and try to connect them with us. But if you notice, every one of these, I don't know what that flag is, but this is a Nazi flag, Nazi flag, Nazi flag. They're all brand new. These are all brand new flags right out of the package. Right out of the package. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, guys speaking Spanish there. But there, see, here they are right at the gates of Disney. They're all brand new flags. Now, the significance of that is, real Nazis, they have these flags all the time. They've had them for years. They have them hanging on the walls in their living rooms. They have them hanging on the wall over their bed, real Nazis. Whenever you see guys with brand new flags that are Nazi flags, right out of the packaging, those are fake Nazis. Okay, whenever they have these things, they are always brand new flags, never worn, because they're not real Nazis. And you know what? The real Nazis, if you remember the days when there were Nazis around, they didn't wear masks like this. And they wear masks so you can't identify them. Yes, correct. They're feds, or they are fake Democrat paid protesters. These are not real Nazis. Real Nazis have very worn flags, not brand new flags like this one. I mean, it's a common thing, anytime you see, I always go and look at the flags. Sometimes, like if you go to the footage at Charlottesville, some of the flags still have creases in them. I guess I've been talking about the flags having creases in them so long that in this instance they ironed them before this one. But every one of those flags is brand new, right out of the package, never seen the sun before. And real Nazis, well, they have the flags for years and years and years, and they don't look that new right out of the pack. I mean, this is just insane. Now, this, of course, again, is the Mighty Maga Lion, which is available exclusively through me at MightyMagaLion.com. MightyMagaLion.com. Of course, he's based on Trump. He looks just like Trump. He's got his MAGA hat on the side. It says 45, and he's really cute. Got cute tail. You see his little tail there, and he's very cuddly. That's why I've been holding on to him right here. That's right. And you can get yours at MightyMagaLion.com, all right? MightyMagaLion.com, available exclusively through me. It's a great gift for yourself or anyone you know. Every MAGA person should have one. MightyMagaLion.com. These are limited edition. We have a limited number that we had made. And when you get your Mighty MAGA Lion in the mail, it'll be shipped out right from my house. My wife and I will be shipping them out ourselves from the house to you. So go to MightyMagaLion.com and order yours. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. You'll love this channel, okay? This is the most pro-Donald Trump place on earth. All right, as you could tell by watching the stream today. I upload a lot of content here. I live stream 7 days a week. And anytime I live stream, like on this stream, I take live calls from people watching on YouTube, okay? Every time I live stream. All the calls are screenless, and as you could hear with Renee from Harlem, you don't have to agree with me to call in. But I always take calls live and screenless on my live streams, and I upload a lot of content here, too, other than just live streaming 7 days a week. I vlog, and I also podcast with my wife, Kathy. And I upload my podcast, the Brian Craig Show podcast, is available on all podcast platforms, so you can listen on the go or in the car anywhere you want, on any app that you get podcast on. But we also upload the Brian Craig Show podcast right here on this YouTube channel. And, in fact, we'll have a new podcast up tomorrow, if my wife is up to it. I think she's recovering from surgery yesterday. And we'll probably podcast from bed. Kathy will be in bed recovering, and I'll be in a chair next to her side of the bed, and I'll just hand her the microphone with a long cord to the podcast board, and then we'll podcast from the marital bed tomorrow. But I'll upload it right here to this YouTube channel. My name's Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and thanks to everyone who called in. Great calls today. Again, my name is Brian Craig. I'll see you next time.